Hello out there, this is from Platinum Gold Peak Performance Services. Here our website, as you already know, is platinumgoldservices.com. So this is Sage50 Peachtree video tutorials that we have prepared for you. This is one of the most comprehensive video tutorials on Sage50 available anywhere in the market. So it's meant to teach you without you going for any physical classes. So in a short period, I'm going to show you the content of what you're going to get. So if you are just starting out, then you will start out at the basic level. But if you already know how to use Sage50 at some level, then you can move on to the intermediate level. Or you might as well be an advanced user and somebody who already know how to use the intermediate level, then you move on to the advanced level. So if you just want to refresh your skill, your memory, then you start at the basic level. Now, what are the contents of the basic level? This basic level has three major subheadings. We have the launching of Sage50, creation of company, and Sage50 menu. And then we have the general ledger, which comprises of the chart of account setting, and then the modification you can also do there. Then creation of customers, vendors, VAT, changing of naira signs to dollar, and vice versa. So let's start with launch of Sage50. Under here, these are the various videos that we have done. You have here welcoming you to Sage50, giving you the introductory stage of Sage50. Then you have the installation of Sage50. Then you have launching into Sage50. Each of these are individual videos that goes on to tell you how to start, even if you don't have a prior knowledge. How do you create a company in Sage50? You know, Sage50 can accommodate more than one company. You can create as many as you want. So this session is going to put you through. What about the dashboard and the environment of Sage50? That is the navigation bar and all of that. Then you have the shortcuts in case that you can customize to go straight to a particular menu that you want. The file menu is dealt with here extensively. Then you have the edit and list menu, and then you have other menus, and then changing of period. So that's what you have. All of these are still under the basic level. So you move on to the general ledger. Under the general ledger, this is what you have there. You have the general ledger, which is abbreviated as GL Global Option Setting. Then you have what we call the default information. How do you set that up and how do you modify that? Then you have the general ledger chart of accounts, how to create it, and then you go to modifying it, and then you go to modifying chart of account assets. Then here deals with the account liabilities and capital. This next one here deals with the cost of sales, and then the next one here deals with modification of expenses. You know that the combination of these three makes up the general ledger. Alright, we move on to modification of wrong account ID. How do you change that when you create that? Then you move on to brief explanation of the various account types. Remember, all of these are still under the basic, and then we move on again in the video to tell you about creation of customers, vendor, VAT, and so on. So under here you have creation of customers, and then you go on to, customers are the ones that bring money into the business, and then you move on to creation of vendors. Vendors are your creditors and those people that you have to pay. And then creation of inventories. That's if you are into inventory. If you are not into a product company, then this will not be applicable to you, because you will just be purely doing services. Then we move on to VAT. If this is applicable to you, some countries charge VAT, but some don't on products and services. So how do you set up VAT so that when you are generating your customer invoices, it will automatically capture this? And when you are also keying in invoices from your suppliers, it will also automatically be captured. Alright, impact of sales tax, that is VAT on customers account. This video is going to tell you extensively how to treat that. Then changing the currency symbol, that is converting dollar sign to naira sign and vice versa. This particular video is going to teach you that. Now this is what you have in the basic level. Very extensive videos that will put you through all the nitty-gritty. Then we move on to the intermediate level. Under the intermediate level, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels here. Now we have the beginning balances, that is trial balance. You know, when you're starting Peachtree, it's assumed that you must have probably been in business for a while. So what are the beginning balances of your books that you are bringing here? And if you are just starting business and you are adopting Sage50 to go, then the beginning balances will not be very relevant because it will be zero. So however, how do you go about that? Accounts beginning balances, then customer beginning balances, then vendor beginning balances. How do you integrate that in if you have already been in business? Then we move on to the day-to-day business transaction. Here, each of these are videos that are going to put you through the tax menu, how you should issue purchase order, turning purchase order into an invoice. Remember, purchase order are LPO, local purchase order, which you can generate from Sage50. And then how do you convert that to invoice if the order went through? Then making direct purchases. This one has to do with where you are making direct purchases with cash, where you are not going through invoice. Invoice is not sent to you. Just go over to the market and make purchase. This video is going to teach you how to use that. Then treatment of purchase returns. If you return goods back to your suppliers, how do you treat that in Sage50? It's going to handle that for you. Then treatment of sales order. Yeah, sales order is when your customer sends you an LPO to supply them your product or your services. How do you treat that here? Turning sales order into actual sales. How do you convert that to sales invoice? And then credit sales of vertibles and non-vertible goods. This particular video is going to put you through how to treat that. Then how do you treat cash sales? Some may pay you by check and some may pay you by cash. So how do you treat that? That will be dealt with here. Then return, sales return for customer that returns their goods. If you have a return policies, how this particular video is going to put you through how to treat that. Now this is still under the intermediate, and then you move on to this other one, that is payments of suppliers. Remember, for your suppliers that supplies you goods and services, you go ahead and pay them. And then how do you also receive payments from your customers? So this first video here is going to teach you how to make payments to vendor. Then how do you receive how do you treat receipts from customers? Then here is also going to teach you how to make payment for office running expenses, and then making payments using account register and general ledger. So we move on to reports. What are the various reports that you can get? It's still under the intermediate level. So under the reports, you can see accounts payable, age receivable. That is if you are breaking down your debtors or receivables into durations: 1 month, 2 months, 3 months duration, 6 months, and so on. So what reports can you generate? Then this video is going to show you that. This next video is going to show you how to account receivable, customer ledger, the reports you can get from there. Then exporting customers report to Excel and PDF. How do you do that if you want to do further analysis? Then account receivable, other customers reports. You're going to see all of that here. How to generate other customers reports. You want to drill down to which customer, what sales have made, and balances in the account, and so on. So we move on to the next one. This video is going to teach you account payable register. That is your creditors. Is going to analyze it for you and how you go about it. Now if you want to export that particular report or any of those reports into Excel or PDF, is going to give you, this next video is going to teach you how. The next one here is the general ledger report. General ledger report is going to teach you how to generate the various general ledger reports, and then we'll move on to the general ledger trial balance, how to generate your trial balance in various formats. Then financial statement reports. Here you income statement or statement of financial position and other reports. You see a lot of other reports here. The one that will also help you break it down into either monthly or quarterly reports, you will be able to see them there. Then we move on to the backup and restoration. This one helps you to back up your work. It helps you to set up backup and of course restore backup in case your file gets corrupted or if you need a particular transaction for a particular date. Alright, the last one under the intermediate is access control and security issue. Here you want to talk about who can have access to Sage50. Here you create users and provide the various access level. So you do, this video talks about introduction to access control, creating users. The next one is users access and right. The next one is the effect of access control on the account. Now I go up again to show you the intermediate level. This is what the intermediate level has. Then I move on to the advanced level. The advanced level has the advanced company setup and all of this other one. I'll quickly just go through them. So under the advanced company setup, you have the welcome menu that will teach you, just give you an introduction to the session. Then how do you create new company as an advanced user? Then building your chart of account, set up company customer default, set up vendors default, set up inventory default, you set up general ledger default, and then what is the next thing after the default is set up? These various videos are going to put you through. Remember, this is for advanced users. Then bank reconciliation. Here you're going to have your bank reconciliation statement in Sage50, and then it's going to put you through how to generate that report, and then how to print the report out and export them to Excel, another platform that you might want. Alright, then we move on to budgeting and budgetary control. Under this, the video is going to put you through how to prepare your budget, and then how that will compare to actual, so that a variance analysis report can be generated. Then we move on to payroll. Remember, like I said, it's for the advanced users. Introduction to payroll. This video is going to put you through how to set up the payroll, and then how do you handle deductions like taxes or loan or any other thing that is related to the payroll. Then setting up an individual employee salary details, and then monthly payment, payroll preparation, and then the reports or the payroll report. So we move on to form customization. Under the form customization, this place is going to talk about the introduction, then customizing of invoices and sample customized invoice. Here, remember, when you issue your invoice to your customer, you issue it to them, but if you want a specific information on that, like the address of your invoice, and you want to put your company logo, this session is going to teach you that. Then job accounting. Yeah, this place is going to talk about the specialized types of accounting that Peachtree has. Peradventure you are into contract account and so on, so it's going to put you through project accounting, jobs or project. You're going to set that up. Then this video is going to give you the detailed process of doing that. Then how do you recognize project income? This video is going to tell you about that. Posting of project expenses, and then posting of receipt on project, recognizing project income, invoicing versus invoicing the inventory. This video is going to put you through that. Then project profitability. This video is going to put you through that, so that you know whether you'll be able to generate the profitability reports on that particular project. Then if you are into assembling or manufacturing, then this part will be what will be relevant to you. So this part of the video is going to give you an overview of the session here, and then this next video is going to talk about the setup component part and the finished products chart of account. Each of these here are very detailed and comprehensive, so they are video each and each. This one, I jumped this other one and moved to sales of finished goods. How is it captured there? And then reports of component stock and finished goods. Then you move on to posting of withholding tax. If vendors charge you withholding tax, how do you take care of that? How do you treat withholding tax credit? Then how do you post that deductions? Posting of withholding tax deducted from vendors' invoices. When you pay your creditors, you may be obliged to charge withholding tax, which will now remit to the government. Whereas withholding tax credit notes are the ones that your own customer charged you when they were paying you. So they deducted that, so they are obliged to give you a credit note to that effect, just as you are obliged to give your vendors. Alright, we'll move on into import and export. In the import and export, this video we're going to teach you how to export into Excel and into PDF, and then importing customers list. If you already have a customer list, instead of keying them in one by one, if they run into several thousands, you just import them. The same thing goes for vendor list, and the same thing goes for inventory item, and then the conclusion. So if I just scroll up and you see the advanced level, you see all the videos that we have prepared there. Then here is the beginning of the intermediate level. You see all the videos that were put there. Each of these are videos, and then we move to the basic level. You agree with me that it's an extensive work we have done. Alright, so let me try and compress this into a one page for you to see the content. So you see it becomes so tiny as I'm trying to compress it into one page, so you can see the content of what we have here. It's so extensive. This is one of the best material anywhere, and so you can go through it over and over and over and over. So if you need to recollect whatever you have gone through, you just go through the video. You can see you can read them. You can see how so much they are. So we've done this so that you can advance your career in this area of technology, and then you can use technology to move faster and then move on. Thank you very much for your time once again. So I want to encourage you to go right ahead and place your order and have it. Of course, we are going to give you the support that you need. If you have any query or any question or clarification, our contact centers are available to provide that. So as I scroll up, you can also download this in the link below. So I want to thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening. So do have a nice day while we expect your order.